All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hi guys, Gillian Leivers here, just checking in with you. You all know me, the man fighting the grave miscarriage of justice.
Don't flinch. We're pulling the curtain back on the injustice on the Greenfeeds case, where verdicts were handed down, but justice was not served. So buckle up. This isn't just a broadcast, it's a reckoning. This is a case of a grievous injustice, and we want to understand how things went so wrong. Listen in every Saturday between 12 and 2 p.m. and hear how the story unfolds. You'll be blown away by its content. Only on Dreamcatcher Radio.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
When there's an injustice, whether it's against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down. Don't sit down on them, because they need you.
Okay, we are back with the Greenfeeds Injustice Case here on Dreamcatcher Radio. This week, I'm joined again by Ian Leivers, who's the husband of Gillian Leivers, who's currently imprisoned, which both Phil and I, Phil Bentley's here as well, and no doubt Ian as well, agrees that she ought not to be imprisoned, should not have been convicted in the first place. It was an unjust trial that went down the pan from the get-go. For reasons aforementioned in previous episodes. In this segment, we're going to start off with Martin Vardy again. Hey guys, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How's everybody been?
Hot. Yeah, okay, thank you. Sleep suffering, of course, going through this. I'm doing everything I possibly can to try to be relaxed at night and stay in sleep, should I say. I'm just doing some research on it at the moment, actually. From what I'm reading, lack of sleep is one of the sole causes of dementia and Alzheimer's. And we will both, all of us will remember Margaret Thatcher used to boast how she could run the country on not a lot of sleep. And also Ronald Reagan. And they both went on to contract Alzheimer's, dementia. So, as another man who claims that he can run the world on no sleep, Donald Trump. So, perhaps if you like,
please don't talk about that.
Well, you might want to give him a bit of advice, Brad. Try and get some kit.
I cannot stand that guy. He's sick in the head. Sick in the head. He hasn't a clue what he's doing. And he I don't know how to describe it. It's something I've never ever witnessed in my life. The way narcissist is not a word for him. It really isn't. He's on a whole new level. And I'll tell you what, stuff the FIFA Peace Prize, give him a prize to be the best narcissist in the world. He is so deranged, delusional, distortions, the whole package. He gives you it all. And he fucking... God, I can't believe it. I've tried to stop swearing now. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. He shits himself. He pees himself. Farts all the time. And really is delusional. He's delusional. The biggest distortions ever you could ever imagine. And he just lies. And the thing is, he lies on camera. And all the media have to do is show A and B and C, and there's not even much of chronology. I mean, talking about his water thing at the moment, where he tried to stitch up a former Olympian and to get him sent to jail for slashing that pond thing, whatever you call it, in front of the White House, yeah, and made up a complete charade. And basically, before that contract even got let, he said, I know somebody that can do this job for us to refurbish this pool. And I've been in contact with him, and he said he can do it for £1 million. He did it for 10 million quid. Then he goes out his way and says, I don't even know who the guy is. How can you lie on someone basically like that? And he's in charge of the country. This is right, all the other stuff he's doing. He is absolutely, he's such a criminal on another level. Who the hell, I know this is Greenfeeds case, but you've got me started by mentioning him. Who the hell goes out and sells early information in policy decisions they're going to make at $100,000 a month, so the stock market or the investors can get this information before anybody else, so they can start hedging their bets? That's criminal. That's criminal. That's about all the other stuff, the cutting back and all that sort of jazz. Lies. Even the amount of people that are incarcerated in Iran, he's lying about that as well. He removed 2 dead bodies that were killed during his phony Iran war, because technically it wasn't a war at the time, so he removed them from the actual war ceremony.
Well, it'd have fit in well with the Maruniac gang in the Hillcrest trial there, wouldn't he?
I'd tell you what, I would say plus 1,000. He's on a whole nother level, Ian. Whole nother level. You know, he gets his servants to, basically, I think I read the other day, he's got like 17 lawyers disbarred that all work for him, representing him, because they all frigging lied and incriminated himself and that sort of stuff. 17 lawyers.
So you're not going to get some extra sleep then?
Pardon?
You're not going to ask him to get some extra sleep, I take it?
I'd ask him just to bugger off.
I'd like somebody to put him to sleep forever.
Yeah. He is a complete criminal, and I don't understand how he gets away with it. And
he doesn't even hide it. That's the thing. And then he doesn't hide it.
That's it, Phil. That's the thing.
I mean, you're talking about insider trading extraordinaire, aren't you, really? I mean, he's made billions by being president because he's been feeding on his own information. I mean, the guy is an absolute out-and-out crook, and his feet should not touch the ground. He should be straight in a slammer, without a doubt. Him and the rest of his bloody deranged family, they should all go. But this reflects on the American people, not just him. It reflects on the American voter. Absolutely crazy. You tell these buggers enough rubbish, they'll believe it. That's the trouble.
Well, the problem is they're the victims in all this. They're the victims. Everybody hates America. Everybody hates Israel. And, effectively, this Donald Trump will pass away at some point, yeah? And the thing is, he's leaving behind a complete mess where everybody hates America even more than they hate America already.
Yeah.
So unfair. It's so unfair. Okay, that's your fault, Ian. I can talk about this for ages.
I'm sorry. I never have liked the man, and his first term, I put a lot on social media, but I was attacked, so I'm being very mindful. No matter what, you get attacked.
I can't see me ever going to America. I know that.
Well, I
never get off the plane.
Yeah, I wouldn't be allowed no more, especially with what I post about him.
And me.
You do as well, do you?
Oh, you're joking. Every bloody day I post something about it, whether it's his haircut or whatever, whether he's shit himself or whatever. I post, call him names all the time. I hate the bloke. I really do. Hate the bloke.
This is how fair I am on the radio station, yeah, about freedom of speech. We got a political show, which is run by Michael, who's an Englishman in Sweden. And he loved Trump. And I said, really? And I said, okay, fine. I said, watch his space. And he absolutely hates him now. Not because of me, because I've opened his eyes to all the stories and information about how he lies all the time. And he can't stand him, and he realizes that the prolific danger is in the world. I mean, he's just put oil tankers to do drilling near Greenland. Who the hell does this man think he is?
I'd sink him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
I would,
Greenland,
without a second thought, I'd sink
this
them.
becomes a massive constitutional issue for the United Nations because they can't they literally just off the shoreline of Greenland, and he even posted a picture of his big ugly head with his hands around Greenland only a few days ago on his social media. Anyway,
Well, he's openly said that America will control Greenland by 2028 or 2030.
yeah,
He
and
said they are
Cuba,
going to be controlling Greenland. It will be under American control.
and Cuba.
He's a complete arsehole.
What they've done to Cuba is absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. The for such a lovely country, the people are highly educated and they're screwing them like anything. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway,
And look what he's doing to Ukraine. I mean, the absolute bastard. He pulls Zelensky in and tells him he's going to let him build Patriot missiles, and then tells him he's not. And then, lo and behold, Russia hit Ukraine with a load of bloody high range missiles, which Ukraine can't defend against because they've got no bloody Patriot missiles. It's just he's an absolute twat. I don't mind admitting it. I swear he's a complete bellend.
it seems to be an evening for it. But Ukraine is corrupt as well. You know, America's corrupt. You know.
They don't deserve to be leveled, though, do they?
Oh, not the
If
citizens.
every country that was
Not the citizens,
corrupt
no.
deserved to be leveled, mate.
No, but the thing is, it's all a facade, Phil. It's all a facade. You know, it really is. It's a complete joke.
I don't think the people on the street think that.
But that's what I mean. The cannon fodder, which is citizens, innocent people, men, women, and children. Ukraine are literally grabbing people off the street to go and sending them to the war, which is enriched Zelensky to the billions.
But you look at the size of the army they're facing, bloody hell. They've got to get them from somewhere, haven't they? Otherwise, they're going to get overrun.
Yeah, but Phil, do you want to be kidnapped off the street?
No.
You
I'd
can't
rather
go-
Europe put an army in there and stop them.
Yeah, but it's a phony war anyway, Phil. Anyway, let's move on to Greenfeeds because we can talk about this all. I literally can talk about this a lot. Anyway, so we're talking about Martin Vardy last week, this witness. Before we continue on with Martin Vardy, solicitors' notes, records from the trial, I just want to go back to Michael David Goodwin, who was the HSE's expert in relation to specialist mechanical engineering. And if you go back to last week's episode, you'll be flabbergasted that this person was called as an expert witness in regards to this case. So you have to go back to last week's episode and have a listen to what he said on the stand. I want to do a little bit of follow-up because during the week since that last episode, I had between now and then, I spoke to a barrister and I said, have a look at this. And I sent her the transcript across of his conversation. And this was a comment was, it was outrageous, right? This is our first comment. That's outrageous. A criminal court judge can bar, exclude, or strike out an expert witness if they had the lack of required knowledge, skill, or training in the relevant field. Now, what we can say, he may have the skill, he may have the training, but he doesn't have the required knowledge for sure, based on what his own admissions in last week's episode. Would you concur?
Yeah, well, it gets even more interesting, Brad. I've sent you over just now the apparent statement taken from Martin Vardy. I spoke to my detective on Friday and asked if he had it, and he sent this over. I messaged him back immediately and said, is this a conversation that Molly Mangan had with Martin? Because reading it, to me, it's not a statement. And I thought it was Gillian's solicitor having a conversation with him. And he messaged back, I forwarded you on the message saying, no, this came over in 2021 as the undisclosed evidence. So I want to, if you read down it, it's only a page and a half long, and it makes you wonder why the prosecution would want to call him as a witness.
So who took this statement?
This is from the police, Brad.
Oh, it's a police statement. Okay, yeah. All right.
Well,
All
there's
right. We'll read that. We'll read that out after we finish his the records from the solicitor's note from the hearing.
Can I just take you to this part? What I was just going to mention this. So if you're on the first page, the bottom paragraph, I'll read this out. It says, Martin was asked if he was aware of anyone getting into tankers, and he said he wasn't. He said he knew there were issues with the tankers where there was sludge, which we said last week, at the bottom. Now, sludge is very interesting because, as you say, this is a man who came to work for me, and prior to that, he worked in traffic control at East Midlands Airport. But the word sludge perhaps should have been porridge, because that's what we sold, the Greenfeeds confectionery blend, which was a porridge. Anyway, he went on, and he said he had many conversations with Ian. So this is a telephone statement, this, with Ian about getting into tankers. He said he asked him, how do you get them cleaned out completely inside? And Ian said they had to be sent away in order for this to be completed. Now, as I said, he's talking about past tense when I was carrying lactose for Volac, and that was 60% dry matter, very thick, very viscous. And in the early 2000s, I did used to use tank washers for that product. And also, before I carried their product, I had to have them professionally washed out because theirs was going into a different line. And that's what I did. So he's talking about past tense. Anyway, just let me finish this. So he says, I asked Martin if he had ever known the tankers being sent away, and he said he had only been there a few months when Ian decided, I mean, this is a bit odd, really. He says, when Ian decided to fit pumps to the rear of the tankers, which enabled all of the sludge to be pumped out and stop the problem. Well, it's getting a bit mixed up here because I was talking about when I carried the Volac product, but now in 2011, it's concurring that Tim Walker started to alter the footwell from 2.5 inch to 6 inch. So it meant any thick porridge at the bottom would all come off. And then he just went on. He said there was an engineer on site called Tim, and he completed the task. So therefore you think, well, why are the police using him as a prosecution witness? And then it just finishes off. It says, therefore, Martin said the tankers didn't need to be sent away. Well, of course not. 6 inch to the pumps. Martin said that everybody knew not to get into a tanker as they knew there would be a danger of gases in them. Well, I said that to him on day one, like my father has said to me, from being a small boy, you can have harmful gases. Can have harmful gases. Never get into a tanker. I asked Martin how he knew this, and he said from conversations with Ian. They often went to companies together to source products, and they would be discussing getting into tankers. And Ian had told him that you never get into a tanker because of the gases in them.
But that's not a statement made by Vardy. That's a statement made by somebody saying what Vardy said. So presumably that's the statement of a police officer or somebody of the like, the ilk. That's not a statement by Vardy.
So basically, then,
written as a third party. Yeah, you're right.
So what's your views on this then, Brad? Also, I've heard Phil's there.
Well, you've kind of messed up the flow of stuff anyway, but the most compelling points are, going back to last week's episode, where he's really not an expert in anything, but basically he did actually say, when on the stand, that no one went into tankers, and this is just being regurgitated here.
Well, it wasn't called as an expert, Brad. It was just called as a prosecution witness.
Okay, let me just go. Yeah, but he claimed to be an expert in. Let me just go back up. Hold on. Bear with me.
This guy didn't even understand his own drawings, did he?
No, that was we're talking about the health and safety expert on the bomb episode before.
Sorry, yeah, no. He. Sorry, I'm getting confused with the other guy, the one that was a witness on behalf of the HSE. Sorry, I apologise. He wasn't that. He's just someone that worked for you. Okay, fine. Let me go backwards. Because the health and safety expert knew absolutely nothing. So let me go back to where we were. Yeah. So basically, this is a statement that's been written down by what you say as a police officer, where he is echoing what you say, and the statement. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot more to it, but he talks about being in charge of FEMAS as well. He was a FEMAS auditor, materials, animal feed. That they brought into the company to do the health and safety side of the business as well. He described Sam Oxley and her father. He said they completed all the risk and method statements for machinery, etc., and were in charge of health and safety. He said there was a designated person within Hillcrest that did it, although Ian would take it on himself. He said Sam's father trained people in the forklift. Martin said they went, he left. He thought a lady called Alex took over. I asked if it was Nikki, and she didn't take over as she was part-time and had a family. I asked Martin if he remembered a conversation between himself and health and safety lady Sam about who would be taking over from Martin for health and safety, and he said he didn't. Martin did state that he knew that Ian was taking on a health and safety company because they had a contract with Brickfit in Leeds and wanted them in order to keep the contract to employ a proper health and safety team aside from FEMAS. In relation to training, Martin said that he just got a handover and a spreadsheet and documents, so he asked for FEMAS course, which they put him on. Martin said that Ian Leivers was in charge of the company and Gillian worked in the office and completed the paperwork side of the office. She worked alongside the transport manager, Lance, her son. And then it goes on to what you said. Martin was asked if he was ever aware of anyone going into tankers, and he said he wasn't. He said he knew that there were issues with the tankers where there was sludge at the bottom of it, and he said he had had many conversations with Ian about getting into tankers. He said he had asked him how you get them cleaned out completely inside, and Ian said he had to send them away in order for this to be completed. I asked Martin if he had ever known the tankers being sent away, and he said he had only been there for a few months when Ian decided to fit pumps to the rear of the tankers, which enables all the sludge to be pumped out and stopped the problem. He said there was an engineer on site called Tim, and he completed this task. Therefore, Martin said the tankers didn't need to be sent away, I'm assuming, anymore. Martin said that everyone knew not to go into tankers, as they knew there would be a danger of gases in them. I asked Martin how he knew this, and he said from his conversations with Ian, they often went to companies together to source products, and they would discuss getting into tankers. And Ian had told them he would never get anyone to go into tankers because of the gases in them. and the sludge at the bottom of them, and that when he said that they would have to be sent away, Martin was not aware of any modifications on the tankers, yet he did mention just before. He said they looked fit for purpose, and he was aware that Ian would ensure that all MOTs were completed, as they would take the tankers to Newark for their MOTs. Martin said the feed mix in the tankers were mainly cakes, pastry, food waste, and yogurt, etc. They would use waste from the companies that they did not want. It's interesting they call it waste, but a lot of this products was just basically stuff in date as well. So it's not really food waste, but for whatever reason, they need to get rid of it. Martin said when he worked at Hillcrest, Dave Marinoak was a senior guy in the mixing shed, and his son Mike did the evening shift in the mixing shed. Martin said that Ian was the boss and he would go to him for anything major, but that he would ask Gillian questions as well. Martin said that he felt that the animal feed that the company produced was brilliant, but stated that they just didn't have enough money to take it to the next level, and that to do that, they would need investment. He said the customers were happy with the feed and required it. He said he was aware of the previous death at Hillcrest, that someone had lost their hand in the machine because Ian had told him. He didn't know anything further about it. Martin wasn't sure when asked if he wanted to give a statement. He did not give me a reason for this, but said he didn't realise I was required a statement. I explained that to make anything evidential, it would need to be in a statement so that it could be used at court, and he wasn't sure he wanted to do this. I explained that he did not have to, and explained that procedures of giving a statement and that the possibility of being summoned to court as a witness, which he understood. He said he would have a think about it and asked me to text him in the next couple of days and to see if he had made a decision. So this is a draft witness statement that's got some redactions, but it's mainly to his personal details. I mean, it's very.
What I get from that basically is, if you don't wish to make a statement, the person you just garbled it all to can then go away and make a statement of what you said and present that in court.
Well, it's because it's not signed. That it's basically, as Ian pointed out earlier, it's unused material that it was never witnessed to before. But it's because it's not signed or dated or anything. But
it's not even in a police format, is it?
He somehow ended up on the stand. So.
Well, I spoke to Gillian about this, and this is what I asked the detective. Have you got a statement? Now, guys, whether he did or not is very important. So let's assume now that he did make a statement and it was signed, because that was the reason it was called to court. And remember, prosecution barrister John Harrison kept on referring to his statement. He said that. Now, in any of this that you've just read out, Brad, there, does he ever mention the word blockage?
No.
But on the last episode, if you remember, John Harrison coerced him, got him confused, attacked him, made him very nervous. Martin was stuttering on the stand. And then Martin started to talking to me about blockages, which is why I rang my detective on Friday and asked for this statement. And so this was the telephone conversation, and he doesn't mention any blockages or the word blockage. But in the last episode, John Harrison must have mentioned it, a couple of dozen times? And he may still do as you go through these next transcripts.
Well, I think you're going to find out in these next few transcripts that there is a statement. It does exist somewhere, but we haven't got it. There. Suck on them lemons.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to Martin on the stand. I think we left off as have we asked the question early on at Chief Phil.
So, may have asked that question early on. What reply did Ian Leivers give to the question you may have asked?
Send tankers away to be cleaned inside. Oh, it's a perfect opportunity to stop off, isn't it? From last episode. Send tankers away to be cleaned inside, but at no point ever enter a tanker. As I worked with Ian Leivers, we had the pumps fitted on tankers, pumps there to blow out pig feed off, and worked brilliantly.
You've only been at Hillcrest a few months when it was decided pumps fitted to the rear of tankers.
No, not just a few months. The pumps were installed as I was there.
Read paragraph at the bottom of the second page of statement.
You don't know what you are it says intimidating or something. Intimating.
I'm inviting you to read that para.
I'm reading it.
Help.
Is this you or me now?
I don't know. Been there a few months when decided to fit pumps to the rear of the tankers. Do you see that?
I do, yes.
That's what's in your statement. Is that right?
That's what is in my statement, but my statement was given.
So was there a statement?
There is a statement that was given then. Okay. I mean,
is your evidence to jury now statement is wrong and your evidence today is the truth?
How is that possible? He has not twisted anything. He's been consistent. He goes on to say, my evidence today is the truth. It was a long time ago. I thought the pumps were being installed when I first started. It was a few months into my employment. It was only a few months in. Right, so he's trying to trick.
I think what he's doing is just latched on to the fact that the guy can't be absolutely sure.
So what he's accusing of is basically lying about something which he hasn't lied about.
Yeah.
So what did you see? What happened? This statement, I think you'll find it further. I mean, I've not got the transcripts with me. You guys have. It was given the statement basically as he's walking through the door to go into the court. So he'd not got time to read it. Whereas all the others were upstairs in a room for an hour before to read this. But I think you'll come to this part, but please carry on.
Aware of tankers being sent away for cleaning when you worked at Hillcrest?
Discuss tankers sent away to be cleaned if they ever became blocked.
There's that word for you, Ian. Blocked.
Yeah. Blocked.
Look at that para. I'm not trying to trip you up.
Can I just pause there, Phil? Sorry. An obvious question would be, how often were they blocked? Anyway, carry on. Sorry, Phil.
So look at that paragraph. Not trying to trip you up, simply trying to get most accurate evidence we can from you. Middle of that paragraph sentence deals with what you were aware of.
This guy is treating him like a hostile witness now, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's so patronizing. Simply trying to get the most accurate evidence we can from you. That's very patronizing, considering all the passes that have been given to date. Okay, the response is don't know which part of power referring me to.
5 lines down. Sentence that starts, I was not. See that?
I was not aware of tankers being sent away while I worked there.
Is that sentence true, or is what you told us today true?
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. I'm gonna reply to it now. I was told tankers sent away to be cleaned. Carry on a sec. Let's just finish off this. But the next one.
Were you not aware of tankers being sent away?
Tankers didn't need to be sent away. Should it become blocked and we couldn't unblock, it would be sent away. Whilst I was there, a tanker wasn't sent away. Now, this is really important. Think about that chronology, right? Going back to the draft statement, which I read out just now, and going back to what he said previously. He said, Ian, when asked the question, if the tankers need to be cleaned, they would be sent away. What he's actually saying here, during his employment, they were never sent away to be cleaned because it wasn't necessary.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's carry on. We've only got a few more minutes.
Only there a few months when decided to fit pumps to the rear of the tankers.
So
I
let's
thought-
go back here again, because as you started on that draft one, Brad, you'll see Martin started in 2011, and I was talking to him about in the early 2000s when I was carrying the Volak product.
Okay. Right, go on, Phil.
So only there a few months when decided to fit pumps to the rear of tankers.
I thought it was earlier. I do remember tankers being fitted with pumps to help get the feed off. In my statement says 3 months. In it could have been.
Who decided to fit the pumps?
Gillian Leivers decided to fit the pumps.
Same paragraph, same sentence. I was not aware. And then somebody jumps in, MB. No objection to you leading on that sentence.
What he's saying was, right, he's being patronising now. He's so skullduggerous. He's basically answering his question. In there, basically saying, "Oh, you're just going to say you're not aware." Anyway, let's okay. Let's do this last little paragraph here, Phil. Then we have to go to a break.
What, reading sentence, that bit?
Yeah, we maybe get 2 in. Those 2.
Reading sentence. I was not aware of tankers being sent away while I worked there. Is that right?
It's right, yes, but it wasn't just sludge. It was to get whatever was in the tanker out. If you call pig feed sludge, then it's sludge and pig feed.
Oh, there you go, Brad. If you call pig feed sludge, let's call it porridge. Porridge, sludge, pig feed. Does it matter? It's a very thick material that I was selling, and I only could earn the money to pay the best wages for those drivers and all my staff if I sold thick, high density porridge.
Yeah, I remember you saying it's like a smoothie.
So the paragraph we just dealt with deals with the issues of tankers having sludge at the bottom of them. Second line, no other mention of pig feed or anything else throughout that paragraph. It's all about enabling sludge to be pumped out. Is that right?
If that's what it says in my statement, then yes. On that note, we need to go to a break. Who's going to introduce the first song?
Go on, Phil.
Oh, right, okay. Then I think we'll go for a song called Echoes Inside.
Okay.
Okay. And I
sent you the link.
I wasn't aware that I was selling sludge. I thought sludge was clay and something that you dig up in your garden.
Yeah, mud.
Let's have a mud song.
Let's have a look at the definition of sludge. What is definition of sludge? I've got an idea in my mind.
Say it before you see
it.
Okay. It's a thick, soft, wet mud or similar viscous mixture of liquid and solid components, especially the product of an industrial or refining process. So
could have been selling sludge then.
No.
I ought to ring my farmers and say, do you want to buy some sludge this week?
Confectionery blend sounds more attractive.
It does. You're right.
Yeah, a bit like Cadbury's, you know. Anyway, let's go.
Echoes Inside. And you've got the link on your WhatsApp.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Turn it all the way down. My phone keeps talking, my mind keeps running. Every voice is asking what I should be. I've been answering everyone but myself. I forgot what my own thoughts sound like to me. So I sit down, close the noise, and and underneath it there's still a voice. Echoes inside, quiet but clear. There you were always speaking, I just couldn't hear. Echoes inside, soft and true. The answer was never out there. It was always you. I used to think silence meant something missing, like I had to feel it just to feel okay. But the silence was holding something patient, just waiting for me to stay. So I sit down, I close the noise, and underneath it there's still a voice. Echoes inside, quiet but clear. They were always speaking, I just couldn't hear. Echoes inside, soft and true. The answer was never out there. It was always you. All this time I was looking outward for something that was sitting still in me. I just had to stop and let it speak. Echoes inside, quiet but clear. They were all speaking, I just couldn't hear. Echoes inside, soft and true. The answer was never out there. It was always you. Turn it down and just listen.
Dreamcatcher Radio is about capturing and creating dreams through music, chat, and debate. Empowering expression, enriching society. A go-to place for unsigned musical talent. A radio station which listens to its audience. Free speech, vibrant, engaging. Stream worldwide 24/7. Events, competitions, promotions. Always keen to have a listening ear. Contact us. hello@dreamcatcherradio.com.
Dreamcatcher Radio.
Okay, Phil, this is you now.
Which is right? What you're saying this morning, or what was put in the statement in 2019?
It is in my statement, then it is my statement. My statement was made.
The statement dated the 27th of the 10th, 19. Is that what you're saying, the recollection when you gave the statement, more accurate than the recollection now?
Yeah, he's been a bit ambushed here, isn't he? What's in my statement is what I was thinking at the time. Yes, good answer.
More likely to something. I remembered a few. Oh, that's you.
More likely to, it's an exclamation mark. I remember a few things knowing I was coming here, a few things I was trying to remember today. So, yes. Nothing in the statement. Okay, this is you.
Nothing in that statement wrong, is there?
Nothing that's wrong, but I remember that are different now. Nothing that I can remember that are different now. So you're saying it's it's the same.
So the engineer carried out work installing pumps was called Tim.
Yes.
Installation of pumps, as you understand, prevented tankers having to be sent away.
Pumps were installed that good. They managed to clear the tankers of everything.
Pumps that good cleared sludge. Tankers didn't have to be sent away.
Before we answer that, Ian, we see, right, this is what annoys me, Phil, about this sort of cross-examination, yeah? In some respects, if you're trying to, like, wind someone down a different path, yeah, this is leading to that sort of, like, route, so to speak, yeah? But he's just repeating the same question, but rewording it slightly. Now, Ian, going back to the powerfulness of your pumps, there's an expression that stuck in my mind, but it forgives me. If you put the pump on, that will spray a significant distance, right? But you use a different analogy.
Yeah. Well, it would have blasted that sludge, porridge, confectionery blend to the other side of the mixing shed. No, I did. Richard Drake got to turn it on. But you've got the prosecution barrister here. Wouldn't you have wanted for his case to have called Tim Walker to explain and been the prime prosecution witness to have explained about those pumps and sludge? But no Tim Walker called.
But there's not many people called in relation to the, well, actually pretty much nobody in relation to defence. Okay, so the question was pumps that good cleared sludge, tankers didn't have to be sent away. They cleared the tankers of everything. If a tanker blocked when these new pumps on, so easy to jet wash through the pump to clean the tanker.
How did you know that?
When you worked for small business, you talk to everyone, find out how things are on site. People see, this is so true, isn't it? I mean, I've worked for small business in the past. I'm granted when I was a lot younger, but you learn from your peers. That's what you do. People used to say with inductions of pumps of tankers could clean tankers using jet wash externally. I'm guessing that's through the hatch, or he's saying through the pump here. Anyway, carry on.
But interestingly, though, Brad, is the prosecution witness. It's not. He shouldn't be cross-examining him. He should be taking his evidence.
Well, he's trying to lead him down a path, but he's rebutting that path. By the sounds of it, he's sticking to that statement we've just read out. And this guy's trying to trip him up. He's realised that actually he's probably more of a defence witness.
Yeah, he's not doing him any good, is he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first discussion of blockage within a month of you starting, remembering when the discussion was about pumps clearing everything out?
I remember it being a big outlay for Ian Leivers.
How do you know that?
I remember the pumps were good. FEMAS, remember pumps installed, really good pumps. Remember talking to drivers, getting their feedback. Remember them saying, if there's any problems, could easily clean the tankers out. That's really interesting. Yeah. I think that they've messed up here, haven't they?
Yeah.
The prosecution, that is.
So if in the first month working at Hillcrest told about a problem with blockages, how long after the first month remember the conversation about success of pumps being fitted?
Within a few weeks of pump being fitted.
When were the pumps fitted?
Statement within the first few months, that would have been in the first 2 months. That would be the third month. I was getting my feedback from drivers. What was his role again? Sorry.
It was working in the office.
He was working where?
In the office. Sales. FEMA.
On the office. Oh, right. Yeah. He seems like a really diligent guy.
He is an intelligent guy.
I said diligent. Okay.
Oh, diligent. He went on to run the trains after leaving me.
Right. Okay, Phil, go on.
When were the pumps fitted?
The next one.
Been there a few months when Ian Leivers decided to fit pumps to the back of tankers.
He's repeated that question 3 times now. Yes.
Ian, question.
Yep.
How the hell did you get the feed off the tankers if you hadn't got a pump fitted?
Well, we used to use back early in the early days, Phil, actually, petrol pumps. And then I went on to having PTOs and fully hydraulics and hydraulic pumps.
Fair enough.
But you could also use customers' pumps, not at farms, to load the tankers through the free flow. That's what the free flow is for loading purposes only. All the customers that we went to had their own pumps. We could use ours, but predominantly you'd always use the customer's pump.
How long after that pump fitted and conversation with the driver about it being successful?
Same question repeated before. It was within a few days of drivers using the new pumps.
Remember the first conversation you had with the driver about it?
Yeah. Okay, he says yes, he was in the yard. They returned.
Know who they was?
No drivers' names are from a long time ago. Remember conversation, them saying, yes, managed to offload all pig feed straight away. Fantastic.
You said the word fantastic. Big change than what had gone on before. You.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm just looking at this, right? The he's repeated the same question multiple times, slightly different wording, as if he's trying to trip him up. And Martin's managed to maintain himself here. It was an improvement in way of offloading pig feed. Yes. Drivers on site. It was good win. Yes. Good.
The driver you spoke to, how many of them used the word fantastic?
I mean, this is a fair response from Martin. Fantastic may not be accurate.
What did they say?
They were really happy. You could tell really happy with way pig feed distributed from tank.
I was happy as a pig in
This
feed.
guy's a fucking piss take, man. Listen to this next question.
I was happy as a pig in feed.
Let me tell you, this prosecution barrister, John Harrison, is a fucking bastard.
Is that who it is? John Harrison?
I've not threatened no one. But this man, I cannot put into words how I feel about him. He's a fucking bastard, what he's done. He's so dishonest. Let me also add to this. In his closing speech, he claimed, read out the day before, they contacted the head of a group of companies who had anaerobic digestion facilities that I supplied, Simon Muster. And Simon Muster said in his statement that it's what they did with my animal feed that made the gas, as you know, Phil.
Yeah.
The prosecution barrister, fucking John Harrison, the bastard, lied to the jury and told the jury that you heard from Simon Muster's yesterday's statement saying that I sold him fucking methane gas. How can we get away with this in this country? The country's fucking broke. The judiciary system is utterly and completely broken. And I've proved it beyond reasonable doubt. And you'll go on further and you'll confirm it that this fucking bastard John Harrison is nothing but a scumbag.
Okay, let's try to calm down on the swearing, please.
It's not right that, Brad, though, is it?
No, of course it's not. But this is it. You know, from my perspective, this is actually good evidence.
Yeah.
Because where you've got a good witness, he's going back over the same words, but rewording it slightly different in order to trip him up. But in other instances, with the witnesses which have utter hatred for the Leivers, you know, he just gets what he wants and moves on.
But the trouble is, you can't in your submission lie about what Greenfeeds can or can't do.
He told them, Phil, that I sold methane gas. He told the jury I sold methane gas to that anaerobic digestion facilities. We supplied one of their sites up in Retford sometimes a load a day, more than a load a day. And he never said that in his statement, Simon Worcester. So how can a prosecution barrister lie so blatantly?
That's my question.
Yeah. Yeah. They got away
My
with
wife's in jail. Been there over 4 years, and I have to sit here and try to sleep at night to not give myself Alzheimer's and dementia. Let me tell you, nobody knows the pain I'm going through. I've just told you what a text I've had from one of my friends. It's shocking. It's unbelievable. And it's not about me. It's about Gillian. But let me tell you, a lesser man would have taken his life, having gone through this debacle. Going to a Crown Court trial. I put my faith in the system for 40-odd years, paid more tax than most. And this is what I've got as a result. A prosecution barrister lying through his back teeth. And you tell me, Brad, that you're concerned about me being charged for harassment? Bring it on. Bring it on. The best day of my life.
Shouldn't somebody have objected to this, Brad?
Well, he's not coming across overtly aggressive against a witness. He isn't saying, "I put it to you, you're a liar," but that could come shortly.
Well, unless it's been
I'm talking about the guy summing up. The guy summing up is just told an out-faced, barefaced lie to the jury.
The problem is the defence opposed next to nothing for this trial. Like literally nothing.
I went absolutely crazy at my barrister, Malcolm Galloway, when he told them to iso methane gas. So guess what? Well, guess what Malcolm Galloway did then in his closing speech? He told the jury, look at the body cam footage. When I arrived that night, you've been in my boardroom. When I went upstairs on body cam, when Lance said to me, he said they were in the tanker, Dad. I said, what were they doing? What were they doing up there? And he said, and they come with the dad. I said, it's methane gas, ain't it? And Malcolm Galloway just told the jury to look at that, to support his colleague, John Harrison.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I mean, as I said, throughout this series, every single week, and I think I'm assuming you listen to every episode, Ian, is that we find out new stuff. This is very compelling new stuff.
Yes, we do, Brad, but I'm spitting feathers even just thinking about John Harrison. Now, I've threatened no one. And let me state this, I'm not supposed to mention them. Nigel Curtis has claimed that if he sees me, he's fearful what I would do. I've never threatened that man. I've threatened no one. But I have a disdain for John Harrison for what he's been allowed to do in this country in a Crown Court trial. And I've had to remain calm for over 4 years since that trial, with my wife still in jail.
There's probably about half a dozen points that we've discovered over the start of this series that would throw this case so far out that you wouldn't be able to find it again.
No, it's way more than that, Phil. Way more.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's well over 70 cases.
Let me tell you what happened. I don't know if you looked at my social media over the last few weeks. You've got Steve Hunt, who you two guys know very well, came to my site on a Saturday afternoon. I think it was the 17th of May or 13th of May, 2017, with his grandchildren and placed them in all my planting machinery all around the site. They're not even looking at the camera, and in his lorry, all done by design in a bitter and twisted way to make it appear that I had no regard for health and safety. Let me tell you, I found them from his daughter's Facebook account, 17 photographs. Can you only imagine the amount of photographs the Marooniacs sent to the Leicestershire Police and indeed our own solicitors? Because on those shocking texts that you've read and saw, they boast of having our solicitors' business cards. And also this one, Brad and Phil. Nicky Marooniak says on a text, have you got Vardy's number? This is Martin, who we're reading out now. What on earth did she want to talk to Martin about in September 2017? To try to coerce him? For Martin to say he didn't do no health and safety? Who knows? But, as you can see here, he's doing a bloody good job in speaking the truth so far.
Well, he seems to be standing his ground so far. So let's carry on. Okay, Phil, I've lost where we're at. So you start the paragraph, I'll be able to pick it up.
We knew that Lee Marshall was in cahoots with Iqbal, or Potter as she was known at the time.
Well, even that, Phil, the email, we might as well talk about it, that Hunt sent to Brad. That never came to us as part of disclosure. Andy Hargreaves saying, oh, talk to my friend Lee Marshall. Mrs. Leivers won't listen to us. Mr. Leivers won't listen to us. We were getting blockages, blah, blah, blah. I've never seen that. I've asked the Chief of Police at Leicestershire, what happened to this and these photographs? He's not replied to me.
Steve Hunt sent me that email.
Yes, he did, Brad.
Yeah, and he actually later deleted it.
Yeah, and it's one that Andy Hargreaves sent to Leicestershire Police. That should have come to us as part of disclosure.
Have you still got a copy of it?
I have. And all those photographs. Because if all those, they cherry pick one photograph out, the stage one with Andy Hargreaves inside the tanker, that one. Now, had all those others been presented to me in a police interview, I'd have highlighted that then and said, look, these are all staged because of such as that glove, that couldn't have got through my process, and this, that, and the other. And I'd looked at that photograph more and say, that one's obviously staged. But they cherry picked that one single photograph out, didn't they? But those police interviews and that police interview, when I was presented that photograph, I studied it and studied it and studied it. And you could see me looking at it. And I must have been for 5 minutes staring at it. And then I passed it over to James Shrimpton, who, of course, didn't want to know nothing. But I was studying it because I knew it wasn't right. But it wasn't until my detectives got hold of it.
The thing, I know we're going off track now anyway, but it is what it is. I mean, even the photos he deleted from my phone using WhatsApp. But thankfully I forwarded them on for comment. But one thing that it suggests to me is that's just an email. I'm pretty confident there's many, many more emails which need to come to light at some stage.
Thank goodness for the Hillsborough law.
Yeah, well, it started working in some cases already. So,
well,
anyway,
I have no faith in that whatsoever.
You know, I don't know. But,
well, I think
I'm going to find out more on the 19th.
We live in hope, don't we?
On the 19th of September, we were at that event. You're coming in, aren't you?
Indeed.
And they're going to discuss the Hillsborough law there with college professors in law and barristers. That's one of the things they're going to talk about.
Ask Charles to come as well. So,
yeah.
Right.
Let's carry on.
Did you ask them why it made them so happy?
Made the job easier.
Why a problem before?
See, look, this is where he's wording it. Not necessarily a problem. When something works, everyone mentions it and gives you feedback.
Your evidence of blockages happened once a month.
What? Why has that come from? Blockages isn't in this statement that I've got, this phone call one, at all. It's never mentioned blockage once, but now we're getting blockage mentions nearly every other sentence.
There is a date of a statement, though, in which we haven't got access to.
Brad, but that's not the point, is it? On the telephone conversation, this one here, he doesn't mention blockage once. So why would he want to change it to blockage when they go to see him for a statement?
Well, let's carry on and let's see what happens.
Well, your evidence of blockages happen once a month. Difference to working lives of drivers?
Yes, pumps did.
Why?
Easier to get pig feed off into the customer.
Were the drivers pleased about the operation of the pump for any other reason you were aware?
Just that it made it easier to deliver the pig feed.
Did the use of the pumps decrease the frequency of problems with sludge in the bottom?
See, this is where he's being a fucking smart ass.
Absolutely. Why don't you just let him go? Let him go like all the others.
He's answered the question. He's answered the question numerous times already. What he's alluding to, effectively, that the business, in some respects, you could say this is a good thing. You identified there was a problem, so you rectified there was a problem. No one died before this period, before having pumps. So, in some respects, his argument is not working, is it? Because no one went into tankers or died.
John Harrison, undrawn and quartered.
Yeah.
A distraction, I think. It's just a distraction.
So, yeah, well, this is it. It's just to show weight and expression. It's theatre, Phil. I assure you it's theatre. Just go back to your question again, Phil. Did you use?
Were the drivers pleased about the operation of the pump for any other reason you were aware?
Next one.
Did the use of pumps decrease the frequency of problems with sludge in the bottom of tankers?
I wouldn't say it was a massive problem in the first place, but they certainly helped get pig feed off quicker.
The pumps helped get pig feed off quicker and meant tankers weren't sent off-site for internal cleaning.
Interact again, I'm sorry. Wouldn't you thought John Harrison wanted to have gone and looked at the tanker or the pump?
You would think that, yeah.
You would have thought everybody wanted to look at the tanker and the pump.
Nobody wanted to look at the tanker, they wanted it hidden. I've got a recording taken by consent in the offices of Kennedy's Law at Manchester and Nathan Buckley in January 2024 when I said to him, I want to go and look at the tanker. He said this, what for, Ian? I said, I'll tell you when I get there.
That's insanity. That's the crime scene. Absolute insanity. I mean, in the UK, Ian, you don't need two-party consent. In other countries like America, you do. But and many other countries as well.
Let me tell you, I've got so much documentation that you guys are not seeing with emails where we have nailed Kennedy's Law to the cross. Let me tell you something else that's happened recently. Gillian's wrote to Kennedy's Law for all the invoices, everything, because Chubb thus far are refusing to give them me. I will be taking legal action against them very soon. Anyway, guess what popped up? What's come back? No invoices, no breakdown, but one did. One invoice, okay, that Chubb happily paid Kennedy's Law £800 to do with that bogus insurance claim that Mike Maruniak put in that's confirmed on those texts. And on those texts, a few days after saying, let's get insurance claim in, lo and behold, the foot one came in, yeah? Now,
yeah.
What about this, Phil? The insurance company that paid him out, that the claim was made against, wasn't Chubb. It was another insurance company. So why were Kennedy's involved? And why did Chubb willingly pay Kennedy's an £800 invoice? And that's all that Gillian's had from them, this invoice, £800.
Mm. I mean, technically, you are their client, though, so they should give it to you, though, shouldn't they?
They should. They should, Brad. I've wrote to Chubb many times. Many times. But the point is, why were Kennedy's involved with another insurance claim with another insurance company? That had nothing to do with these deaths. That was a claim Mike Maruniak put in to another insurance company that paid him out. So why were Chubb happily paying Kennedy's Law £800 invoice to do with that claim? It had nothing to do with Kennedy's Law. Nothing.
All I can think of was that Chubb used another insurance company to cover that.
No, I wasn't. No, everyone I had separate insurances, Phil, for different things like my trucks. You know, Chubb was just part of that one, right? The other one was another insurance company for that claim. It had nothing to do with Chubb. No involvement, no link at all. Different policies for different parts of the business. So nothing to do with them at all. Okay. Yet they won't pay the £3,500 bill to have the hard drive retrieved by the forensics company.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's because they're saying it's went to appeal and now you've got the CCRC involved. And
not at all, Brad. No, not at all. When I came out of jail, actually whilst I was still in jail, Laura collected the hard drive from the Leicestershire police, wiped clean. whilst Gillian's appeal was live, we needed evidence from that hard drive. And so, in spring 2023, I sent it to Sci4 Forensics in Manchester that the police use also to have the footage retrieved. It was needed as part of Gillian's appeal. Or indeed my own appeal, Brad. Chubb won't fund my appeal because they claim it is weak. Well, it will be weak if we can't get the CCTV footage, won't it? If we can't get the truth, it will be weak.
Yeah. I mean, one thing we have identified is over 70 issues wrong with your case. You only need like one or two anyway, but it's over 70 now, Ian.
Yeah. The expert lawyer, if you remember on the Zoom call, said you only need one.
Yeah, I think one would be pushing it. But we've got over 70 issues. Over 70.
Pretty sure that insurance companies don't base whether they insure you or not on the likelihood of your case being successful or not.
Well, I have an email from Chris at Chubb claiming that my case is weak.
Yeah, they probably would argue that there's no reasonable prospects of success or something like that.
But that's not the point, is it? If you're insured, you're insured. If you're not, you're not.
Correct.
What he's saying is you're insured, but hang on, we don't think you've got a case, so you're not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with this sort of stuff, but one thing, you know, they should give it a try. If you've got public and employees liability insurance, normally it's 5 and 10 million.
Correct.
They should give it a go.
Correct.
I would imagine, but insurance.
It will all happen in due course. It's all coming. They say it always comes to he who waits.
Yeah, I mean, patience is a virtue, but this will take a long time to unpack it all. Okay, let's carry on. Phil?
I forgot where I am now.
Okay,
you what?
Okay, did the use of the pumps decrease?
No,
we've done that one already. Okay, I'm going to carry on. I'll start talking and see if you can pick it up. This is you. Pumps helped get pig feed off quickly and meant tankers were sent off site to an internal cleaning. Correct. Aware of any other issues with the feed? No. I'm getting to the bottom 4 paragraphs now. Any conversation with Ian Leivers about dangers of the feed? No conversations about the danger of the feed? No.
Did Ian Leivers tell you anything about the reason you never get into a tanker?
We talked about the various things on site. One of them would have been never get into tankers. That was early on in the work time there.
Did he say why?
If you're dealing with food product that create various smells and gases, so never ever wanting to enter a tanker.
Did Ian Leivers discuss the gases and things in a tanker with you?
We would have had that conversation along with other conversations many a times on our travel. Wasn't a hot topic, no.
Did he discuss the nature of gases within the tanker with you?
No.
Statement, page 2, the bottom paragraphs, last 4 lines. When you said nature, I thought you were asking about the gases were, whatever that means.
Carry on a little bit longer.
Does that help with conversation with Ian Leivers?
I had many conversations with Ian Leivers about these many things. That was one of them, along with other things.
Last 4 lines, paragraph 2, statement made in 2019. Help your recollection about what you discussed with Ian Leivers.
I don't know what you mean by recollection. This is a judge now.
The judge. You've just woke me up. No, I didn't say that. What you can remember. Read the sentences that JH asking you to read. Then he is going to ask you some questions.
Carry on.
So you discussed about gases in tankers with Ian Leivers.
Yes.
Did you discuss about the nature of gases in tankers?
What do you mean by nature?
Any significant feature of gases in tankers?
No, not significant features, just gases in the tanker.
John Harrison has an issue of law. The judge says, jury ask you to retire and give you 20 minutes.
Okay.
So the jury and Martin Vardy went out at 10:58.
On that point, we're going to retire for our next break. Ian, do you want to introduce the song?
Go on then, love. Hadaway, baby, don't hurt me no more.
Repeat that again, Ian. I didn't quite hear you.
Hadaway.
Hadaway.
I can't remember the song name. Is it Baby Don't Hurt Me No More or Don't Hurt Me?
What is love?
Okay.
Baby, don't
Well,
hurt
let's find out now.
me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? I don't know, you're not there. I give you my love, but you don't care. So what is right and what is wrong? Give me a sign. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I don't know, what can I do? What else can I say? It's up to you. I know where I want, just me and you. I can't go on. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? What is love? What is love? Oh, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I want no other lover. This is our life, our time. We are together, need you forever. This is love. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Hi, it's Steve Little here. Rev to some people. Just telling you about my show, Steve's Sunday Service, every Sunday between... Oh, wait a minute, I'm not having this. Join me every Sunday morning between 8 and 10 o'clock for some of the most uplifting Christian songs you've probably ever heard in your life. We'll have thought for the day, we'll have readings, we'll have Bible stories, but we'll have everything connected to you that will help you get to church on a Sunday with me, Steve Little. Yeah, Steve, Reverend Steve, with Steve Sunday service every Sunday between 8 and 10 o'clock, only here on Dreamcatcher Radio. Play it, boys.
Soul is full, my lips will sing your praise. This is
Dreamcatcher Radio.
Okay, that is What is Love. So basically, in the last segment, it said the jury had to retire for 20 minutes. It goes on here. This gets really interesting. This is probably Phil's part. But
say, Brad, this is where the prosecution barrister claimed that Martin Vardy was hostile.
Yeah, just bear with us, Ian. So Blackstone's, they do a law dictionary, and it's referenced in law quite often. And it says here, unfavorable hostile witnesses. Phil, bear with me as well. They've referred to some sections. We have endeavoured to avoid this application, content to treat this witness as unfavourable or hostile witness. The judge, think for the last 20 minutes, that's what you were doing, right? Now, this is the really interesting point here, right? The judge chose not to stop that round, that entourage of questioning where he was asking the... Bear in mind, this is a prosecution witness, right? It's not a defence witness, right? And the judge has already established that he's trying to get Martin to change his words. Now, one thing I will say, going back to the statement, which is unsigned and I consider draft, Martin appears to be one of the only witnesses that have kept to their same statement from day dot, where if you look at the other witnesses, you know, they've changed their witness statements 3 or 4 times. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. I think for the last 20 minutes, that's what you were doing. So the judge is identified that this is coming, and now he's leveraging on the judge, and he's doing an on-foot application for their own witness to be treated as a hostile witness. Phil, now you go ahead.
Where from?
Didn't think evidence.
So I didn't think the evidence hostile until your last answer.
Carry on.
Taken to statement to refresh memory and declined to give an answer contained there.
Okay, let's just go back to it then. Did you discuss any nature of the gases in tanker? What do you mean by nature? Right, it's a valid question. Any significant feature of gases in the tanker? No, not significant features, just gases in the tanker, which has already been established throughout this trial already. And he's saying that's triggered him to treat him like a hostile witness. The judge is saying he knew this was coming about 20 minutes ago. I mean, this could have been the entire sort of period, 20 minutes, because there's not that many questions. So that could have been the 20 minutes that he's talking about. Anyway, so this is very interesting because it seems that the judge is picking up that he's aiming to treat the guy as a hostile witness, but he's a prosecution witness. And he's one of probably the few witnesses that have not changed their statements throughout this period. Okay, this is you now.
You want to treat him as a hostile based on content of last answer?
Yes, I wish to him on the contents of statement. And you've got MB.
Yeah. The distinction between hostile and not remembering. Fact of taking witness to statement to refresh memory does not mean having read what they said in 2019, they can recollect what occurred in 2016. The process go to statement, read, put down, what is the answer? Just because witness read something said in 2019 doesn't mean he can't remember 2016.
Well, he wasn't there in 2016, Phil, was he? He actually left in 2013, and a lot of this questioning is when Martin first started to work for me in 2011. So what on earth is Mark Ballich talking about?
Well, let's carry on to see what's coming on, because Jim Agros has got something to say here as well. All right, carry on, Phil.
He hasn't displayed hostility. Answers more harmful to the defence than the statement. The statement doesn't talk about blockages. Hasn't been displayed of hostility. Expanded evidence paragraphs of second page. My submission stage not reached hostile. If it does occur, the witness taken to statement to refresh memory and can't remember.
Jim Agros agreed.
So then MG, whoever he is, no difficulty.
My barrister.
No difficulty with this witness on this aspect. Bottom of the page, put to him and read out.
The judge, Sentence knew about dangerous gases from conversation with Ian Leivers. 2 sentences at the bottom. First one being asked about, I knew about dangerous gases. Where did that just come from? How did that just enter the equation?
Have they taken some out? Is there something missing?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's carry on. MG again.
I have no difficulty with that sentence or the one after. In comparison to open-ended, treat as hostile.
This is the judge. 2 different things. JH applied to treat as hostile. You are content for JH to read out 2 sentences to him.
Agreed.
Already effectively done first of those without reading out by inviting witnesses to read first of 2 sentences. So far as the hostility concerned, any submissions?
Adopt learned friends hasn't got to that stage.
Judge, MG pointed, read 2 sentences read out, agree or disagree?
DK, no submissions.
Not the same as agreeing sentence can be read. They're getting nowhere here.
Yeah. DK, no objection to being read but not getting involved in argument beyond that. No objection, no submissions beyond that.
Yeah. Judge, rule on application anyway.
MB, not going to disagree with counsel for MD and owner of company.
JA, agree. Judge, JH, any reply?
No, J has our submissions. We say patently hostile and careful to avoid application until now.
You lying bastard. What a liar. Judge, Mr. Vardy's oral evidence somewhat contradictory. No, he hasn't contradicted himself. He's probably the only one that hasn't. Not going to allow you to treat him as a hostile. Difference between unfavourable and hostile, there's actually not a lot of difference, to be fair. Point in issue, nature of gases. Not going to allow you to treat as hostile. One counsel said you can read 2 sentences to him, resume at 11:20, that basis. Then there's a break, blah, blah, blah. Taking a short. Okay, there you go. This is you, Phil. I think this is the judge, is it? There's a judge asking questions now.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, talking before the short break about gases in tankers, remember?
Yes.
Conversations you had with Ian Leivers about gases, remember?
I think this is JH, actually. Yes.
Remember what Ian Leivers told you about gases in tankers?
Just that the gases in the tankers meant you would never, ever go into the tankers to clean one out.
Did he say why?
What it was about the gases. Oh, no, this is you.
What was it about the gases, did he say?
Not to the point of the gas, this gas, just to the point that you would never go into tankers to clean out because of what might be in the gas-wise.
What might be in there? What did you understand by that?
I understood it obviously would be enclosed space that would have been full at one point, pig feed and various, can't see what I said.
Smells.
Smells, is it? All right.
Yeah.
That generated. You would never ever want to go into that environment to clean it out. Only the smell. Oh, this is you.
Only the smell that was a concern.
Yes.
Look at your statement again, please. Bottom of page 2, 1187, statement, 27th of the 10th, 19. 4 lines up from the bottom of the page. See the sentence that starts, I knew. I knew about dangerous gases from conversations with Ian. Is that right?
Yes.
That's what he told you. Is that right?
It's what we both discussed together.
Look again. I knew about dangerous gases. What's the next sentence?
He told me never get into the tanker because of gases in them.
Is that right? Did he say that to you?
As I remember.
Okay, no. The sentence that goes on, and the sludge at the bottom, is that right?
Yes.
And just to be clear, that sentence then ends, have to be sent away to be cleaned. Is that right?
He says yes. Again, he's regurgitating what he's previously said. And also, again, the introduction of the word sludge. Yeah. Go on, him.
So Ian Leivers and yourself had conversations about dangerous gases within tankers.
Amongst a million other things. Again, he's repeating himself again.
Can you remember when that was? Bloody hell.
We spent many hours together on road trips to pin it down to not an exact point. Again, that's what's previously been discussed.
He also told you never to get into tanker because of gases in them and sludge at the bottom of them. Is that right?
Yes. Again, it's a repeated question.
Other than the pumps being added to the tankers, were there any other modifications to the tankers when you were there? If you need to refresh your memory, at the bottom of the same page, the last line, reading not aware of other modifications.
Carry on.
Is that right?
Yes, although tankers were looked after regularly for roadworthiness stuff like that.
Who looked after tankers to make sure they were roadworthy?
Drivers, transport managers, Ian Leivers, all of us work together. Ian Leivers make sure the MOTs and thing. Oh, this is you.
Yeah, Ian Leivers made sure the MOTs and things completed.
Ian Leivers and others.
Who was transport manager?
Lance Leivers.
How you know that Lance Leivers is transport manager and not Ian Leivers?
When I first started on induction day, I was told Lance Leivers was transport manager by Lance Leivers, and Ian Leivers said TM on that day. Transport manager.
Feed mix made up of food mix from other companies.
The waste products from other food companies, yes.
When you were at Hillcrest, the senior guy mixing shed, Dave Maruniak.
Yes.
When you were there, Mike Maruniak did evening shift in the mixing shed.
Right. Yeah. Again, these are repeated questions. The same questions.
Yeah. Whilst you were there, what did you feel about the quality of products and satisfaction of customers?
Product was extremely good. Feedback from customers was excellent. I worked in the office with Gillian Leivers. Saying that, he worked for sales, so he would know, wouldn't he? The phone
absolutely.
Constantly for people rebooking the feed, new customers coming on board for feed, gave knowledge products really good.
Yeah.
As far.
So I think you're saying the phone was going constantly for people rebooking the feed.
Yeah, I read it all out.
Did you?
Yeah, I was quicker than you.
As far as you're concerned, Hillcrest is a successful company.
It was going in the right direction. Product was really good.
Was it brilliant?
Yes, it was. It was made to fatten pigs up quickly, and it did.
Page 2 statement, last paragraph. Nowhere in that paragraph did you say there were blockages in tankers before the bigger, more powerful pumps were fitted. Do you agree?
Yes.
You don't mention it.
No.
What you do say in this statement, whilst I worked at Hillcrest, you were not aware of anyone getting into tankers. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
Second page, last paragraph, concentrate on my questions.
Patronising bastard.
Paragraph 2 begins, whilst I worked, do you have that?
Yes.
I'm going to read sections to confirm that's what's there. Whilst works at Hillcrest, not aware of anyone getting into tankers, correct?
Yes.
Aware issues of tankers having sludge in the bottom, correct?
Aware issues of tankers having sludge at the bottom, correct? He says yes.
More powerful pumps fitted, correct?
Correct.
After pumps were fitted, no longer a problem with sludge, correct?
It is correct, yes. They were also an added benefit, feed off quicker.
One of the reasons you say added benefit, one of the reasons for more powerful pumps, they offloaded feed quicker. He's just fucking said that.
It's just repeated himself, yes.
The reason you don't mention 2019 fresher in memory that they're blockages is because there weren't problems with blockages, problems with sludge. Do you agree?
Sludge, blockages, whatever, it was the same. Okay, carry on, yeah. All right.
You don't mention blockages. No one used to get into tankers, did they?
No, never.
It's starting to sound like a defence barrister now.
Is this another barrister? I was actually thinking that, Phil. Have we moved on?
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say, Ian.
How many years you work at the company?
18 months.
Last question asked about feed. Customers happy?
Very.
Product delivered without difficulty?
Correct. Just bear with me. Let me just go back up a sec. Okay, yeah. This changes at the point of fatten pigs up quickly. Then it changes. Okay, yeah. This looks to be the defence. All right. Okay, carry on. Company receiving plaudits.
Company receiving plaudits, not complaints.
Correct.
Suggest your knowledge, nobody, no farmer ever complained their pipes or their tanks becoming blocked with the feed, did they?
No.
Agreeing with my proposition, may have been odd occasion where it didn't run smoothly, but they were few and far between.
Actually, remember, I know this is you.
Actually, remember one of those occasions.
A long time ago now. No, FEMAS, part of FEMAS. Oh, this is you again.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me. No.
Yeah, it says a small part, yes. It's all about FEMAS and health.
You say a small part. When FEMA's audit came around, part of the audit was to check the company ensuring the health and safety of people working on site.
Agree.
If health and safety wasn't in place and employees were not being kept safe, you'd fail the FEMAS audit, wouldn't you?
You would fail the audit, yes.
I think your evidence was you gave toolbox talks in relation to health and safety to employees.
Correct.
Tab 8 in the defence bundle told us about Sam Oxley and her role at the company. Email from Sam Oxley, the 10th of the 5th, 12 to Martin. Take it that's you.
Yes.
Subject health and safety, reading the email. Right to conclude from this email that Sam Oxley would liaise with you. Agree?
Agree.
Not only would she liaise by email, she would discuss matters with you.
Correct.
List of items she would do. Turn over 2 pages. Kosh and chemical. Page 325. Your handwriting.
Yes.
You completing inventory contained in email.
Yes.
Turn to page reference to fire risk assessment for the office. Provided front sheet in order to ask you, is that your handwriting?
Yes.
The assessment carried out by MV, by you.
Yes.
And your to-do list was to get fire risk assessment done for the office, and we can see you have done that. Agree?
Yes.
Suggest you can conclude from those two examples, when you were given advice and or matters to do so by Sam Oxley, you would do them, wouldn't you?
Yes.
No further questions.
JA, no questions. DK, no questions.
Edgar Ross, Gillian's barrister, had no questions for Martin Vardy.
No. This goes back to MG now.
MG, yeah. Told the jury when giving EIC that you spent many hours on road trips with him.
Yes.
That is because part of Ian Leivers' role was he was the person who was out and about getting in customers.
He was, and when I joined to help with sales as well.
When you joined Ian Leivers, out and about, obtaining customers, could sell blend to, correct?
And buy products from.
Concentrate on the question. In relation to reasons he is out and about getting customers to sell blend to part of it, correct?
He's just explained it. To buy and sell. Yes.
Also has to source products to be used in the blend.
Correct.
In that case, food material or pop carbonated drinks.
Yes.
You would spend many hours when first arrived helping him.
Correct.
Well, I actually set him on to do the sales, to be out on the road. That was the idea, as well as FEMAS. It comes hand in hand. The farmers side of it, he never went to farmers with me. It was the purchasing, the sales, not the farmers. I always handled the farmers. But what Malcolm Galloway is doing is taking me away from the premises. That's what he's trying to assert here.
Okay. Carry on.
So go as part of a team to sell blend or obtain products.
Correct.
Other part of your job back in the office doing FEMAS you described.
Yes.
In relation to Ian Leivers, still out and about doing sales, obtaining products.
Yes.
In relation to Ian Leivers, he himself was not on the actual site very often, was he?
No, in my initial months, there's Ian Leivers was out quite a lot.
Throughout your time there, he was out and about.
Yes.
He just said in his initial months. Hang on a minute. It's changed it. What is he doing? My office was there. I set Martin on to be doing sales. We have one blue chip company, a new customer, one a year, maybe two. Contracts are in place. The work is office bound. I'm upstairs, Martin's downstairs.
Yeah, and also you had a transport manager and the like anyway, and you had Dave there and Mike and all that sort of jazz. All right, let's carry on.
You yourself spend time with him, not in the office, out seeing customers.
Yes.
When he was out and about in the car speaking to customers, still contactable by phone?
Yes.
Even if big decisions or something came up, you were able to contact him on the phone?
On a regular basis, yes.
Ask you about one of those occasions you were out and about with him and had conversations re tankers. Taken to statement a number of times. Use the expression sludge at the bottom of tanker. You may use the expression sludge. Ian Leivers would use the expression sediment. Ring a bell?
He said it does, yes. Ian, any comment about that?
Yeah, sediment. It's the confectionery blend, isn't it? It's the bottom part of it. It's the bottom of the tanker. And if you did have a little bit that was thicker than the rest of the load, that wouldn't come off because the drain down to the pumps and drivers are idle and they didn't want to see the last bit drain off. It's the same that you're going to put back on. Or like you said before, guys, you'll be bringing a load of Coca-Cola back. So the element of it, a 2-inch strip down the middle of the tanker, it's no significance at all, is it? So It's not even a topic, really, because you bring a load of whey back, you might bring a load of yogurt back, you might bring a load of Coca-Cola back, you might bring a load of yeast back, beer back. There's all sorts of backloads that will mix that down, the dilation, to absolutely zero. So it's of no relevance at all to the business. Any sludge, confectionery blend, sediment, that little bit at the bottom of the tank, it's not a topic of conversation. But again, wouldn't you have thought that the prosecution, the police, would want to come to my premises after the deaths and had a look in the bottom of one of my tankers, gone to one of the customers, seen what arrived back at site, but no police ever came back to site. They never investigated any part of my process at all whatsoever, or indeed the tanker or the lorry we drove the next day. It was never looked at all. We did have the year before a problem where Richard Draycott couldn't empty, I think, most of the load, 3/4 of the load. And guess what he did, because he was at a farm in York? He went to Mellow Flow Trans in Bradford, the people that fit the hydraulics, the PTO, the hydraulic head on the pumps, and it was deemed a problem with the lorry. It was a spring to do with the PTO. So there you go. Could it have been that on that night with that 6 tons? Nobody ever looked at the lorry. And if you look at the airfield when I'm there, you can see the hydraulic head off the pump. The pump's missing. The health and safety executive engineers took the pump away, but the hydraulic head is still hanging there in situ. It's never been looked at. That could have been a problem that night. Why that 6 ton didn't discharge. In fact, did Richard Draycott even try to switch the pump on? Because if he had turned the pump on, it would have blasted that 6 ton off in literally seconds. But was it a problem with the PTO or the hydraulic head on the tanker? No one knows, because there was no investigation at all whatsoever. The DVSA should have been called in to look all over that lorry and tanker. They weren't.
Even the 6 ton sort of discussion is up for debate as well, Ian.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Okay, let's carry on, Phil.
You should take this stage by stage in relation to conversation you had about that. You were on the A52 towards Hull to a pizza factory.
I remember.
That's where the company would get product to use in the blend.
Well, I don't know about going across the A52 towards Hull. The A52, as far as I can see, runs from Nottingham to Derby. So Clough's Way. That's the. I don't know how we've got the A52 going towards Hull. But anyway, minor, I suppose.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say, you know, where you talk about the sediment at the bottom of the tanker, and where you're using various products which go into one same product. I remember quite a few months ago, I was talking to a tanker driver, and he said to me, you know, because obviously your tankers are not mixers in themselves, and he said to me, once you add fluids and other like to that tanker, and when you're stopping and starting and turning corners, it just mixes it all up again.
Of course he does, Brad.
That's what he said.
That's why they had to put the baffles in.
In 2017, when they were bringing loads back, when they were sabotaging the pumps and claiming they wouldn't come off, I used to say, no problem, let's just change the lobes. And they said, well, it won't come off. I say, no problem, just go and stick some more load on behind it. It's always breaking down. But as we're chatting, I've just remembered the conversation Martin had with me in the very early days when he asked me about entry to tankers. It was going across the A52 towards Hull Beach, the pizza factory. I suppose the junior solicitor has somehow wrote this down wrong. I don't know if they can make mistakes like this, but it was a back of all site at Hull Beach where we used to take away the pizza dough and the pizza bases. That's where the very first conversation Martin asked me, because he had no idea about not cleaning tankers out, and so he was drilling me. And I'm saying, Martin, we don't do it as part of what we do. This was before he got involved with FEMAS and realizing we had the charts and we didn't need to. He, like anyone, like the jury, he would think that, of course, you need to wash tankers out. And this was the conversation that I had with him. I wouldn't have said there was many, which has been described here as it's gone through in the court. But that was the one. Isn't it funny how something sticks in your mind? And there you go. You've mentioned Hull, and now I've just realised there was the one conversation. I just set him on, and in the early days, I didn't mind him coming with me to learn in the ropes how business was done. And he asked me, and it was actually on the A52, the segment going from Grantham towards the A17, where this conversation took place. And I still remember that to this day. And what's that now? 15 years on?
Yeah, I mean, you've got a far better memory than me, that's for sure.
No, I've not, Brad, but some things stick.
Okay. Phil, carry on. We haven't got a lot to go in here, Phil. I've only got about 6 minutes left. Let's try and run through this quickly.
Right to describe you as someone who's asked a lot of questions.
Correct.
You like to have a chat?
Yes, I do.
Whilst driving two of you in a car, you discuss with him the issue of tankers and getting products blend out of the tanker.
Correct.
At this stage of discussion, moved to an issue of sediment, sometimes found in tanker depending on what had been used to make the blend.
Yes.
If there was sediment, that would sometimes take longer to get the blend out to customer.
Yes.
You asked the question of Ian Leivers, in effect, what would you do if you had so much sediment created a blockage, couldn't be cleared normally? Remember that?
He says vaguely, yes.
Because that didn't really happen. Because you couldn't get a blockage, and he might have asked me about it, and this is where I'd explain the process. Because don't forget, Martin was an office person, always with a shirt and tie on, very smart. That's the reason I set him on. He was a friend of a friend, very intelligent, and I was explaining the process because he didn't know, and the way that my macerators worked to get it 10 mil down, and then the vibrating sieves. And so I explained to him it would be impossible to get a blockage unless something foreign had dropped into the tanker.
So asking, in effect, sediment issue causes difficulty, sometimes creates delay in getting products out. What would happen if so bad you couldn't get it out at all? And Ian Leivers made it clear no one would go into tanker to sort the problem out.
Well, he doesn't actually answer this question. He just says correct.
He was quite clear about that.
Always.
That's why you put in statements to police, always on that subject of getting in tankers. So he's reading the statement. I knew about dangerous gases sent away to be cleaned. Correct?
Correct.
Reading again. Never anyone go in, sent off site to be sorted out.
Correct.
You told police in a statement during the whole time, whilst being at site or working for the company, you were never aware of anyone going into a tanker.
Never.
Never aware of actually tanker having to be sent away.
No.
Modifications to pumps. You said to the jury and in statement to assist in product leaving tanker, Ian Leivers did something to the pump.
Carry on.
That was the reason for it. Rephrased. The conversation you had with Ian Leivers re the pumps on tankers. When you arrived at site to start working, tankers already had pumps on them, but Ian Leivers enhanced those pumps while you were there.
Correct.
Wasn't positioned tankers had no pumps. During your time there, he had enhanced pumps by increasing the diameter of pipes and such like.
Correct, yes.
You were then aware once that the enhancement of pumps had begun, that sorted the sediment problems out.
Correct. Can remember looking at spec of pump Ian Leivers was installing of really high quality.
That was the
result of that, quicker to get products off.
Correct.
quality and enhancement in pumps. Also eliminated issues re sediment as far as you were aware.
As far as I was aware, yes.
At the time you finished at that site, April 2013.
Correct.
The issue regarding sediment no longer an issue as far as you were aware.
As far as I was aware, correct. On that point, why did he leave in? Or
He got a job, the railway.
okay.
I mean, it said here that I needed investment to the company. You saw it in that unused document, not a statement, that the company needed injection. Don't forget, I remortgaged my house at Rainworth by £100,000 after Martin left. Lance did the same with his cottage, £100,000. I cashed my pensions in, and Gillian did. We sunk that in, and we sold one of our houses in Spain. All this information was given to Kennedy's Law, as I've repeatedly said. So I put a significant investment into the company.
Okay. All right.
So re-examination by JH.
Phil, we're going to have to leave it there. If you can make a marker. It amazes me we never get through all this sort of stuff. I wanted to go through Peninsula, so we're just going to leave that till next week. And then next week, who's coming on after this?
Oxley.
Okay, Sam Oxley. That should be quite interesting. So look out for that a week Saturday. So that'll be the 15th. The 15th is this episode that we're recording today. So Sam Oxley and the finalisation of this, as well as a Peninsula discussion, will be the 22nd of August. As always, it's Saturday, 12 till 2 p.m. here on Dreamcatcher Radio. Any final words, guys? We've got a minute to spare.
I think Martin had a complete ambush, as you'd say, grilling. But wait until you get to Gillian, and then you'll really understand what an ambush really means.
I would disagree with you, to be honest. I actually think they were just trying to trip him up by repeat. This is what police do. You know, I watch a lot of true crime. They ask the same question, but just reword it in a different way. So he didn't have a harsh time. I've actually had the benefit of reading Gillian's statement. That's the only one I've read in advance of what she was on the stand. And Gillian come across very, very good, in my opinion. But she answered every single question. That's for sure. Phil, anything from you before we end?
I think this guy did pretty good, actually. I think he did very well. He stuck to his guns, really.
Well, he told the truth, though, didn't he? And I disagree with Brad about tripping up. What was there to trip up, actually? What was there to trip up here?
Well, basically, we've only got 30 seconds. But basically, is a tactic that's used in order to, look how quick
Brad, if you did something wrong.
Yeah, look how quick he jumped to this hostile witness. How did that happen? And also the reversing of questions. It's a common practice. Oh, but you said this earlier, but he didn't. He never changed his responses. Kept it the same.
He did very well.
It wasn't scripted or anything. He just kept it the same. Now we need to go to a final song.
Sleeping Sun by Nightwish.
Okay, we're gonna play that now.